Hello, everyone. Tuesday has been declared public holiday. Federal government declares Tuesday public holiday to mourn Buhari. It says the federal government has declared Tuesday, 15 July 2025 as a public holiday in honor of the late former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. The Honorable Minister of Interior, Dr. Lubimi Tunji Ojo, made the declaration on behalf of the federal government following the approval of His Excellency, definitely not my president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. The minister stated that the holiday is a mark of respect for the late president's service to the nation, his contribution to Nigeria's democratic journey, and his enduring legacy in governance and national development. President Muhammadu Buhari served Nigeria with dedication, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to the unity and progress of our great nation. This public holiday provides an opportunity for all Nigerians to reflect on his life, leadership, and the values he upheld, the minister said. He urged citizens to use the day to honor the late president's memory by promoting peace, patriotism, and national cohesion in line with his vision for a prosperous and united Nigeria. As earlier announced, the national flags are to fly at half-mast for the 7 days of mourning period from Sunday, 13 July 2025. The federal government extends its deepest condolences to the family of the late president, the people of Katsina State, and all Nigerians who are praying for the peaceful repose of his soul. So yeah, that's it. There's going to be a public holiday on Tuesday, and I just don't know. I just don't know. For me, this whole thing, I'm just just numb about it. All I'm seeing here for me are opportunity for lessons, the things that are going on. You've seen the whole talk over it. And one of the things for me that I would say I learned from Buhari being president is that don't be too desperate for something. There are certain things that actually not getting them is actually the best way for you. If Buhari had not been president, you understand, for example, Buhari was not president, although like my husband says, he would have died, probably most likely died a long time ago, because it was actually Nigeria's money, him being president, that gave him the opportunity to be able to have the kind of medical care, that he had for that long. Literally, Nigeria's money was spent, to keep him alive. And for me, what I'm saying, if he hadn't become president, I mean, he would have been revered. He would have been this leader that was thought of as, to some people, because there were a lot of things that happened in 1983 to 1985 that he was president, but most of those things were also attributed to the fact that he was never the one in charge. He always handed over to other people. I mean, Tunde Ide was the one that was really seen to be in charge of everything. And people talked about this is not, in spite of the things that he has done, this non-corruption, his frugality and all of that. And so he would have died with this whole halo and persona attached to him, probably that he wasn't that deserving of. And I just felt, for me, that's one big lesson that I've learned. I've always been like that. But it's when I see what has happened to Buhari in terms of him becoming president, like, he would have had more value, more esteem attached to him if he had not been this president. Or even when he became, another thing for me, that if he had resigned when that whole sickness, I remember in 2017 when he was first sick, that he had to go away, and Osibajo was the acting president. I was like, he needed to resign. He's not feeling fine at that time. Oh Lord, have mercy. If there's any time when people would have killed me, that would have been the time. The kind of death threats that I got from all of that. I know that was the time that people were so still in love with Buhari. There was this whole whatever, people were still this thing. And right from 2015, even before he became president, even when he was still a candidate, I would critique a lot of things. I said, look, things aren't matching up. I get it. Yes, the one that I say is doing so badly, even though that badly is now the good, just like Buhari's bad is now good compared to Tinubu. And I would say, look, all of this, and I was such, such a critic and of the things that he would do, and I would say them out. And so it was like, whoa, how dare you say Buhari should resign? It became almost as if they were going to kill me. And I felt if he had resigned, he would have resigned with so much more dignity, with so much more attached to him. People would have said, and Nigerians are so forgiving. They would have said, oh, yeah, because he was sick, all those things that had happened before, you know. And those were the things that I did. And I see people who would say, sincerely, if it was my father that was in that position, you're going to sign those papers. You're going to sign those papers and resign. But that's not it. For me, that's one lesson. Another lesson for me is the fact that whatever you do, ensure that you do the right thing for the people. I've tried my best. It's not good enough. What is it? Look for whatever solution you need to get to solve the people's problem. And in as much as so that when you die, people are not being forced to be nice to you. People are not being forced, to say good things about you. And then, I mean, there are people who that will always say bad things about you. For one way or the other, there are people who your presence would have done something to you. Can't please everyone. That's no bad. The voices that are mourning your death should be more than the voices that are celebrating your death. Where you have a situation where the voices that are celebrating your death are more than those who are mourning, then you got to check your life and say how did I really live this life. And also that even the what people say about those who are dead are also things that are going to be looked up and marked up in this life. So at the end of the day is to know that we're all going somewhere. We're all going somewhere. For me personally, I don't have anything that I'm gonna say to say to or about former President Muhammadu Buhari that I didn't say when he was alive. And I just hate the kind of psychopathy where people, when you're in power, those people that will praise you and say you did no wrong and whatever. And then when you're not out of power, those same people will not be the ones cursing and abusing you. I just feel that hypocritical psychopathy is so disgusting that it's unbelievable. For me, it's just really so disgusting. And I see people I see one, is this Sam Masaye or something they call him? This was somebody who literally attacked people who called that Buhari while Buhari was president. And then today he's the same person who is insulting, Buhari to all sorts of this thing. I just find that it's just so despicable. So people who are such cowards that it's only when you're down that they have the opportunity to be able to kick you. They never stand to fight you when you're up there. But at the end of the day, we come to this world with nothing and we are going to go out of this world with nothing. And like that, for us as Muslims, whenever anything catastrophic happens, we always say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilahi raji'un. Inna lillahi wa inna ilahi raji'un. Meaning, from God we are, and to God we shall return. So for every one of us, this place is a temporary place. What are you going to make of it?